Hi team, it's Michelle Myers and I am super excited to be with you for getting a jump start on January to tackle the very basics of this business. And so wanted to start out with just giving you my top tip for each of the 3 vital behaviors. So the first vital behavior is to work on you. This is all about personal development. So here's what I do, because I know that, we teach, read for 10 minutes or read a chapter a day or whatever, but I read until I have something to apply. And so there are some days that I read for like 2 minutes and then I get an idea of something that I want to implement. And so instead of reading for a certain amount of time, I read until I have something to apply and then I implement. So I think people get overwhelmed when they learn and they learn and they learn and they never dump the information that they're learning anywhere. And so it just stays and it rattles up around in their brain, and then they end up feeling like they have so much to do that they don't know where to begin. So instead they just freeze and do nothing. And so I know that at least that was what I used to do. And so this is my system. So I read a book, and sometimes depending on the book, like it may take me a really long time to get through a book because there's so much that I know that I need to apply and make happen from that book. Other times it may be like, okay, I read like a longer because I don't have something to apply yet. And so read until you have something to apply, then implement. And so that way you won't just leave the things rattling around in your brain. So that's the first one. So my second tip is on being the proof that products work. So my tip is when you're posting on social media to make the product mentions of what it is that you're doing in the details of your post, not the headline. And so if people feel that the point of your post is to sell them something, there's a large portion of the population that's going to be immediately turned off. But if they feel like you're sharing something with them or you're giving them something of value, even if they're not in the frame of mind to purchase right then, they will still listen to you. And so make sure that you are mentioning our product. I just wouldn't lead with it because sometimes, if they follow multiple Beachbody coaches, they might be like, oh my gosh, everybody's talking about this. If I follow one Beachbody coach, I follow them all. Remember, the point of it is for them to want to do business with you. And so lead with you as your bait, but make sure you make mention of the product. Because if you never make mention of the product ever, then you will lose social media, or you will lose customers that you never know about. Like, you will lose people that you never know about because they're like, oh my gosh, I never knew you were a coach. I never knew you were a coach. And so mention the products. And so I still operate on the 80-20 principle, to where 80% of the stuff that I do is valuable to everybody. 20% of the things that I do are product specific. And so, but again, it's never the headline. It's always in the details. And so take that for what you will, but that is a strategy that has worked really, really well for me. And then the last is to invite people to join you. So this time of year, I know that you're going to get a lot of tips from a lot of the other leaders in our team. So I wanted to give a tip on hearing no, because it's fourth quarter. It's holiday season. People are busy. You are probably getting more no's than ever. And so here's the thing though. If you are discouraged by the amount of no's that you're getting, to the point to where you said, well, there's just no point, and you're stopping working altogether, that tells me that you don't have a very good customer retention strategy. And so you should be able to stay motivated with the people that have already said yes to you, despite the amount of no's that you're hearing. And so if you're just hearing no, 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 and you're being discouraged, that tells me you're not investing in your current customers. And so use this as a chance to grow and build your relationship with your customers, to build a more loyal following of people that have already said yes to you. Continue spreading those seeds, continue hearing those no's, because a lot of times the no's that you're going to get this time of year are simply no, not right now, but they're going to remember that. They're going to remember you invited them. When they are ready, they'll come back. So remember, they are not personally attacking you by saying no. Usually if somebody says no, it's circumstance, situational, even if something as deep rooted as the fact that they don't believe in themselves enough yet. So continue to be kind, continue to invest, continue hearing no, because the amount of no's that you hear will translate into yeses later. I have a lot of no's in the moment that end up turning into yes later, because I don't allow myself to get discouraged, and I continue to work with the willing and continue to invest in the people that have already said yes. So I hope that was helpful to you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to comment below. Talk to you guys soon.